believe, and having consulted widely, that tolling is not an extra charge, it's a saving. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the expressway alone, you will find that, Mr. Speaker, it takes a shorter time for you to move for 27 kilometers from one end to the other, meaning, therefore, that you've saved time. A time that sometimes would be 3 hours. So if you are earning money, for example, us who are here, maybe $1 million a month, and you subdivide it to the time that you to the hour, every hour, you will realize that the cost of staying at Mombasa Road for 3 hours will come to a certain figure. And that is a saving in the first place when it's reduced to about 20 minutes. But, Mr. Speaker, also, most importantly, you save on fuel. Mr. Speaker, you save a lot on fuel. Now, this should be our policy. And I think this is the proposal I'm going to make if I am approved by this House. We should be able to take our roads, and let me speak now to all of them so that no one will need to answer the other places. We should be able to identify our high density and then put in place a tolling policy with a fee that is charged that is commensurate, Mr. Speaker, to the saving that the motorist will get. Now, if you say the road from Mombasa to Nairobi to Malaba, I propose that we dual the road, we attract investors, and of first priority should be local investors. Local investors means our pension fund, our banks, Mr. Speaker, and our, Mr. Speaker, Kenyans who want to invest of whatever nature, including it to reach a stage where perhaps the Kenya National Highway is listed in the stock exchange so that every Kenyan has a share of that investment that has been put on the road. If that is done, Mr. Speaker, we will be able to save time, we will be able to do better roads. Let me give you the last example. If today you are going to Rongai in the outskirts of Nairobi, at the peak hour, at about 4 p.m., it will take you about 3 hours to go to Rongai. By the time you are reaching Kiseria, it's 3.5 hours. By the time, Mr. Speaker, you reach there and you are a parent, CBC is waiting for you, Mr. Speaker. You have had road rage on the way, quarreling with people, matatus are jumping on pavements. You've lost 3 hours. You've lost, Mr. Speaker, fuel that perhaps if quantified will be about 500 shillings, to say the least. We are telling you, calculate the time that we are saving for you, calculate the resources that you are going to spend on fuel, let us dual the road, let's toll it. Instead of paying 500, which you are wasting on the fuel, we will save for you, you pay about 200 shillings. Then the others are saving. So the message I should go to Kenyans is that tolling, dualing and tolling roads is not an extra charge, it's a saving. For as long as for every road that is tolled, the person in charge of the road must guarantee that the movement of persons shall be within a given period of time. So that then if the road becomes busy like Thika Road, you can either expand or put in place traffic management that will ensure that people move faster. I'm a bit more passionate on this, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, maybe I took a longer time. Mr. Speaker, the question of also tolling roads, let me just speak to it, is that people are using good roads. Okay, those of us who are in Nairobi here are using Southern Bypass, Eastern Bypass, Northern Bypass, Expressway, and all these other places. Mr. Speaker, the person in Lokichar or somebody in Hola, Mr. Speaker, most of them have not even seen good roads. Some saw the roads just the other day, and they're all highways. What will tolling do? If we raise enough revenue to maintain this infrastructure, the big infrastructures that we are going to develop, we can then save the other money from road maintenance levy and other sources of revenue to go and construct roads in other parts of the country. My take, Mr. Speaker, if I'm approved by this House, my focus is to ensure that there is equity in distribution of roads in the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, as I grew up as a young man, I used to go 100 kilometers to find a tarmac from Embobu to Iten. And Mr. Speaker, for those who lived around Iten, they know there is a place in Iten called Mwishewalami. It is my responsibility to ensure that we eliminate Mwishewalamis across the country so that Kenyans progressively know that roads that are connecting county to county will be tarmacked. Roads will be also distributed equitably to areas. No child at this point in time, Mr. Speaker, should travel to another constituency to see a tarmac road.